welcome to Relax and Paint. And I'm going to do a little treat for you today because so many of you have asked, do me a landscape, do me an ocean scene. So this is a fun, quick class that I hope that you can take a deep breath, relax, and paint with me, okay? So I'm going to not be really loud, which some people go, I can't hear you. But I'm trying not to wake up everybody else in my house. But I am sitting literally at my dining room table painting with you today. And we've got the sun starting to come out, and it's going to be a new day. So if you can't do this with me right now, please watch again, stop it in between, or come back and watch it again after you get to a point where you're like, what did she do? Because I always think I'm going to remember, but you don't always do. All right, so I hope that you do something special for me today throughout your day, that if you see somebody that isn't doing eye contact, and I couldn't get anybody in the grocery store the other day to look at me, and I said thank you when they moved to let me by, and they just looked straight down and had no emotion. But we don't see each other's smiles. So if you smile hard enough, they can see it in your eyes. Okay, try that. Okay, all right, so let's get started. So we are going to paint on 8 by 10, and it is a great little fun canvas. And you can do this from a very small greeting card, which I've done that before. Like use the leftover paint and use some water, make it like a watercolor card. Would you like to see that sometime? I can do that with you sometime. All right. And we can make it to a really large. This is one that I've done. These are one of my classes on onestroke.com where we did this. This one is 11 by 14, a little bit bigger. Let's see, this one has a little bit more detail, but there's quick and easy ways to make this happen. And I have a new product too I wanted to show you while we get started here. So are you ready to paint with me this morning? Let's get started. Thank you for all your kind words. It means a lot when I find out if you like what we're doing, what you want to see. I've had so many people out there who's not used to me say, why do you talk, ma'am? Stop talking and just paint. So hopefully I am sharing things with you that would make a difference when you're painting. All right, some little tips and tricks. That's my goal. Please subscribe, like, and make a comment to me so I can see what you like. And tell your friends. We're trying to hit 100,000, and that makes it possible for me to teach more. Okay, so here we are. Let's get started. Let's go to the overhead camera. And I'm getting excited and loud. I need to come down off that. Okay, so what I have today, let me put my canvas back up here. What I have today, I just want to share with you, is this is a great mixing mat. And so it's like I'm using it for my pure paint, but it works for acrylic. It works really wonderful. And so the gray, when you're mixing colors and you see if you're going to like the colors, you can do it on the gray tone because your true color. If you want it to be transparent and more see-through, you can do it on the white. Now, there's the different colors which help you with the color wheel, which shows you which one that you, if you want a monochromatic or whatever look that you want, you can go red. Let's see, red, yellow, and blue. We all learned that. So it's got the color wheel. So you see the colors that go well together. So if I'm not looking at nature like I am with this landscape, I can look over here and pick, by the way, what flower is going to look pretty with purple as a filler. And if I wanted something besides white. So anyway, that's there for you. And then even a place for you to put your puddles of paint. And guess what? Even if it dries on here, I go and put it in my kitchen sink and I run water on it. And I'm telling you, I even use one of those plastic soft scrubbers and I just scrub it all off. It comes all off. You can use soap, water. You can use 2 sides of this. And I even use palette knives on this. Works wonderful. Okay, so see, even the metal palette knives. And this is silicone, so it's wonderful. All right, so I'm going to use my canvas. So I'm in the view of you today. I'm going to be right above what we're doing here. Okay. So now what I want to have happen first, oh, by the way, I get the floating medium. I can't find where it is. So I put it in the center of the circle for me every time, and then that helps me. Now we're going to use different multi-surface colors. Now the multi-surface has a sealer in it. So as you're putting on layers and as they dry, you can take something off you don't like because it's all sealed. It also, you can do this landscape and do it on a metal French bucket or watering can. You can do it on wood and glass, metal, ceramic, mirrors, indoor, outdoor, clay pots, all kinds of fun stuff. Mailboxes. I've done this landscape on seascape on mailboxes because we live in Florida. We have lots of people that have asked me to do that. All right, so the first thing we want to do is I'm going to use my painter sponge today. These are the Donna Dewberry painter sponges. So by the way, before I go any further, all the supplies I'm showing you, and also my painter sponges in two sizes. I've got a large one and a small one in the pack together, and they're not very expensive. The mats, everything that you might want that I share with you, even the paints, are available on onestroke.com, all spelled out. All right. So, and it will tell you right here, we'll show you when I'm filming. Okay. So I'm going to take water and I'm just going to put my fingers in water on here. And then I'm going to start, oops, I spilled it. All right, so now I want to start from the sky down. So I'm going to tell you the colors as we go. This is cobalt and some white. All right, so I'm going to go side to side, cobalt and white. All right, I'm going to do the top and the sides. All right, so it's better to do it as you go. Now, the sky's going to come in here and it's going to have different colors. But as we go down, we're going to have a horizon. And the horizon always has to be very straight. So I'm going to turn this around and let's tap off on paper towel some of that excess blue. Let's pick up a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow. Now, blue and yellow make green, so we don't want to have too much green in the sky, right? All right, but I could put a little bit of aqua. See, this is aqua. This is daffodil yellow, aqua, and blue. All right, so aqua has a little bit of greenish feel to it. Now, I'm going to take white. This is wicker white. And some magenta pink. And this is going to be a sunset or a sunrise. Now I don't use this point very much. This point is for when I'm using this to do a big tree or a branch. But now look what happens here. Oops. So I'm rubbing that blue in and it's getting muddy. So I want to wipe that off. Let's get some more wicker white and more magenta. And I can come right in there and get it fresher. More pink. And if you look at our skies here in Florida, every morning we have, I know everybody has beautiful sunrises and sunsets, but over our lakes here in Florida, where I live, the kids, when I teach these into kids classes, they go, oh, that's how our skies look here. And that makes me feel good that they notice, oh my gosh, look at the beautiful skies. All right, are you with me? Now I want a strong blue because I want it deeper where the horizon is. Now you notice I haven't even used medium yet, but I could use it if I needed to. Now what I'm gonna do is if you go side to side, usually you're curving and we want it straight. So it's very hard to go really straight across. And your horizon has to be absolutely straight because any movement, any hill will look like a mountain because it's way, way, way in the distance. So let's turn it sideways. Then we're going to push right here on this edge. Can y'all see that? And then I'm going to pull it straight down at me. And that way, your odds of having a straight horizon are pretty good. See that? All right, so I've had to make it like a scene from Hawaii and make it a mountain when it's gotten too high out there. All right, so I'm going to do cobalt darker. It's easy after you've got that in there. Okay, now my painter sponge makes it so much fun because then when it's time, when you get all this basic down, you're able to create with brushes something pretty darn quick. All right, so I'm going to add some, I'm going to tap that off so it's not thick paint. You get some wicker white and some aqua. All right, so now I want to blend this in. So I'm going to kind of be careful to go sideways maybe. All right, so I need more white. So see how the water starts getting lighter as it comes to the shore, and even a little bit lighter. Okay, and I take that same shade over the side. Now this is what's going to happen. Now we need to put the sand in here. So I'm going to get white and coffee latte. Coffee latte is this tan color, and I end up really liking this coffee latte because to me it reminds me of a sand color, and then when I put white it looks really good. So coffee latte and white, and I can come all up here like the water's coming, the waves are coming up on the edge of the beach. All right, we're going to do all along the bottom and on the sides. Okay, so I'm going to put it down, and so we're going to focus on this now. Let's go right here. All right, so now I've just got some basics in there. If this canvas I just showed on practice strokes recently, that if you wet the back of this canvas, any lumps, I use a spritz bottle, any indentions on the canvas, if you rub this in, like I have a little one up here, it will tighten right up there. See that spot? It will tighten, or you can use a blow dryer in the back and it tightens real fast. All right, so let's start having fun with our brushes. All right, so I'm done with this. I was busy getting some basic background, and so that just made that go quicker. All right, so let's, like you saw before, I was going and getting all kinds of clouds and different looks. All right, you can do everything I just showed you with the sponge. If you don't have the sponge, you can use a brush to get those. All right, so what I want to show you is I'm going to use my 12 flat, and I'm going to start working in some colors. So one thing that happens is sometimes if you do clouds, the big clouds are up here. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of white. All right, so I can come in here. All right, see, I'm just pushing that color. Or I can take and do just a little bit, slap with the edge here. Or I can just drag it across. And then heavier at the top. And then slide it back and forth. And it's even better when this is still wet. The aqua is still wet there. All right, so let's go close. All right, let's do this again. This is just my flat brush. I can show up here. More white, just little slip slaps. Okay, so this is coming towards me. This cloud is up really close. Now you want to go back and forth on the bottom. I got a lot of paint on there, so I'm going to go back and forth on the bottom. Let me put some of that paint over here. Okay. So now I need a little bit of medium because it's not moving. There we go. All right, now what's happening is some of that blue is wet. So I'm getting some blue. I can even put some aqua in here. Get some nice shades of aqua into our painting. All right, let's get a little bit of darker blue. This is cobalt. Okay, you see how, oh, I was in front of that. So there we go. So I like that I can pick up little bits of blue. I mean white, excuse me. Little bits of white and sputter it across. Let's pick up a little bit more. I can drag it across. All right, so now I want you to see what I mean by dragging. I picked up white on one side. I just went across the paint. Now watch what happens. I'm gonna just lay this down and drag it. All right, so, and you can actually leave it. There's a lot of artists that do that look with oils, and you're looking at it and going, they just dragged that across there, and guess what? They did, and it looks good. So see, I'm tapping the corner again, so I get a little bit of cloud. And then, see, this is starting to dry. See, it wasn't dry there, but now that's drying. So I can go over it and get a little bit more aqua and work it into my white. Now, if you look at clouds, I want you to watch clouds. If you look at clouds, what's crazy is it's just, they're gray. That's the difference, is a gray tone. All right. But, all right, so I'm going to wash this off. Okay, now see the bigger clouds, smaller clouds, the more we come down in here, we're going to get smaller. So I'm going to pick up white and yellow, and I'm going to come right in here. So if I just take the corner and brush this in, guess what I need? I need a little bit of medium. So I'm going to grab a teeny bit of medium. Remember how I say lay it down, drag it in? Okay, so with this, I picked up more white. White. Okay, I can even take my finger and smooth it out on the small canvas like this. Okay, so are you seeing that? I'm going to pull it up so y'all can see more now that we're not so close. Let's put some more yellow. Ooh, so rub that in a little bit. So I'm working from the top or from the back forward. All right, that's what I always do. So I want you to think about that. I'm going to put little bits of yellow in here. And then right in here, the sun could be going down or it could be coming up. Okay, and I will later put little bits, oh, well, maybe now. I didn't mean to do that. I touched it. Okay, see the paint started to dry, but so if I rub it though, it will come out. All right, so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to pick up some more white with a little bit more of the pink, magenta. Okay, so this is going to be a very, very bold background now. Look, just not as bold as the original one I showed you. Okay, is this looking fun to you? I'm working on, as soon as we get more viewers, I'm working on a new program so you can have full-length lessons on here. More like my streaming ones, okay? You have to tell me what you want, if you're happy about that or not. Okay, so now this is what's new. What's new is that I'm going to pick up white and I'm going to do clouds that are way in the distance. All right, so one of the things is these clouds here would just be little teeny, little small touches of white. Way back there is just little bits. Oops, that one got pretty big. All right, so I might blend that one in a little bit because I don't want that to be too in our face. And I can also pull it over with the sun shining up there. All right, so a little bit in between here and here could be like this. Okay, so a little bit of white at the top. All right, so they're just not as big and they should look like they're in a distance. All right, it's a pretty busy sky. But see, it's real important that you see that it's just touches. Doesn't that look like it's further in the back now? All right. A little bit more yellow there. Daffodil yellow. A little bit of yellow there because the sun's setting all the way back there. All right, so that alone is kind of fun, right? So the start's coming in here, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up white. Let's go back up here so you can see white and aqua. And let's come across here. And I'm still using just a 12 flat, guys. And this is what my signature brush is. So we use a lot of flat for stroke work, but this size canvas probably needs this flat here too. Now I want to give either some ink spot and or some cobalt, and I want to come in here more. My yellow came down and touched it a little bit. I want to come back in here. And the more that you see movement, I call it movement, where the color goes in and out, it's not all the same strength. To me, that makes it look more realistic. Okay. So now it's dry. So pick up your medium, and then it glides like butter. You want it to glide like butter. I don't know how long I'm taking, but I'm just having a fun time with this, and let you see what you think about Relax and Paint being a nice landscape today. And you don't have to make it a beach. You can make this all grass, and you can make a lake. There's all sorts of things you can do. All right, so let's go back to adding. Let's lay this down. Now I'm going to come right here. Let's pick up a little bit of white again. All right, and I want to do little touches. Little touches. All right, so I'm going to put a little bits of water, which is moving, little teeny bits. I'm dragging this across. All right. And people tend to make it like a circle here, a circle there. They've got to be straight. You got to pull it straight and let some of this underneath paint look like a wave. You see that? Like this is more of a peaceful wave. It's not big, huge waves. All right. So I can have a wave coming up there. Can you look at this? Doesn't it feel like it's coming towards you off the beach, onto the beach? All right, so look, lay it down and just pull. And see, that looked like a wave that just came. I don't know why it's pulsating. All right, so we're going to come along here, lay it down and stand it up. So see, it's peacefully coming in. So that means it's maybe stronger over here. So I'm going to come right in here, just put a few little marks. Okay, and we really don't have much back here, just barely any. Okay, it's up to you if you want to put a few. You could put a little boat or something back there, but we're not going to go into that today. We're just going to give you this feel. All right. So before I go any further, I'm going to take that white brush and grab the teeny bit of yellow, because look what's happening. This is going to glare down and it's going to kind of go in here. A little bit of yellow, daffodil yellow. Oops, that's way more than I wanted. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this off. I did that, so I can show you how to fix it. Just take some of it off. All right, so it gets whiter as it comes this way. So let's get some blue and white, aqua and white, and put that right back there so it's not so harsh. Okay. A little bit more. I'm going to bring that blue back in there. See, this is good because I'm showing you how to fix it if you don't like something, right? Okay. I'm going to come back with a little bit more white back on top of this. Okay. Now, what I want to do, I'm not going to go in grave detail because we're just trying to get a nice fill on this. I'm going to take the sand with some white, and I'm going to put a little bit of movement in it, okay? So it's a little bit of white and a little bit of coffee latte. So look, I'm going to come under here, a little bit darker. All right, now from this dark, I'm going to pick up white. And now what I want to do is with the corner of the brush, I'm kind of going back and forth. And that looks like that's where it's the sand is wet because the waves has been in and out from there, okay? So a little bit more of the coffee latte over here. I actually saw a beautiful, really old, big canvas painting on somebody's home recently that I loved, and the whole white, everything all the way down was coffee latte and white. It was everything. It was tone on tone, monochromatic. It was amazing. Okay, so I'm going to put some little specks in here, like shells or something, a little bit later. But right now, I want to put the foam. So I'm going to pick up white on the corner, and I'm going to put this little bit of foam. It's going to be really small along here. And it's going to come this way a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go down and use a 6. All right, I use a 6 and it'll be easier to work with. So I keep picking up thick, fresh white on the 6, and then I can, instead of slapping the corner like I do on waves, I'm just tapping, little tapping foam on here. Okay, can you see it's coming in? Little bits of foam that come in. Okay, so you can see where the water's, watch this. Let me take that clean brush again. And let's take a little, this is fun, take the floating medium. And then watch over here, I'm going to side load white. And I'm going to work it in until it's milky. Then, now watch what's going to happen. I'm going to, is it too glary? There we go. I'm going to make this water like the waves that come in. And so then I'd make another line like the water. Watch this. Okay, so see how the waves are coming in? The froth on here. Okay, so we can come out here just a little bit. And I was trying to do that there, but I got too thick on it. So let's take some of that off. And we're going to come in here with just a little bit strong white. All right, so that's coming out into the sand. And it's kind of wet right here. And that's when You can get a little in the water, the wet here, you get a little bit of glow of that yellow on there too. And it just takes it all the way from that light all the way onto the sand. Okay, so now that I've messed up my froth there, because it needs to be really little here because that's way back there. And then it can be a little stronger up here. All right, so I'm going to put it back in here some. All right, I'm almost done. I hope you learned something today. This is where it's crashing a little bit closer to the shore. There we go. Now, you can leave it like that, or I can take my script liner, which I thought I had it right here. I can take and get a little bit of white, but I usually want some black. But I can come in here and just do, I'll show y'all that I just do a W or an M. All right, and just put a little bit of body out there, little teeny bird. And I touch the little tips with black. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, and oh, I'm shaking. I'm trying to do it so teeny. So we just get a touch of, I can put a little bit of dark in there. You see a little bit of touch of licorice on here will help you. All right, there we go. So I will touch licorice on there, take a picture, and you'll see what we're going to do. So I hope you like that. It looks like I lost a little bit of my, let's get some floating medium and some coffee latte, because I can then come in here, look, oh my gosh, not that big. A little bit and shade underneath there again. I just want a big, little light part underneath some of this. And so you can fix anything you do wrong. Today, I'm doing all kinds of things to show you. Uh-oh, don't do that. Okay, guys, please share. Come to Donna Dewberry's, with an S, official One Stroke Grove on Facebook and share your paintings. All right, we love to see. Thank you so much. I so appreciate your support. See you next time.